Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for another online yoga class. Today we celebrate the new moon in Virgo. Now, Virgo star sign is a sign of deep earthly energy, the nurturing quality, the loving quality. An overstimulated Virgo may have tendency to be too disciplined or too regimented in their routines and rituals, but a healthy and happy Virgo quality will be one of a loving nature, caring for those around us and creating a deep, safe space, really enhancing those feelings of stability and comfort. Think of those lovely nurturing warm days that we have at home. So we're going to be looking to incorporate some of those qualities into our practice today with some grounding poses, as well as honoring the new moon with some hip openers and some loving nurturing feminine energy as well. If you wanted to complement your practice today, I recommend some red jasper crystals, some black obsidian or hematite crystals for some grounding energy, and if you wanted to add any oils, orange oil or lavender oil will be really good to complement this practice today. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, please leave any comments, feedback, or anything that you'd like to add, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Okay, welcome guys. So we're actually going to start today laying down on our backs. We're going to bend both knees as we bring the soles of the feet together to touch and just gently let the knees draw open to the side in reclined bound angle pose. This is one of the best postures for connecting to stability, that beautiful earth energy, as well as embracing the feminine qualities of the new moon and the Virgo. You can rest one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly and use this as an opportunity to connect deeply to the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, maybe you feel the rise and the fall of your hands. And maybe with one hand at your heart, you can even feel the pulse, the rhythm of your heart. Feel that loving kindness energy beginning to flood through your body. Setting your intention for today, you could use the mantra, I am grounded, I am stable, I embrace the loving, kind energy. Just take another deep breath in through the nose. Let it go either through the nose or through the mouth. Then when you're ready, use your hands to help guide your knees back to center. And we're just going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. You can interlace fingers around thigh, shin as you draw the right knee towards the right shoulder. For an added stretch, you can work the left leg towards straight. And we're going to be focusing on the breath work above the mobility of the hip here. So as we breathe deep into the belly, diaphragmatic breathing or abdominal breathing. And you may even feel this as it gently stimulates and massages through your digestive tract. Also, as we breathe deeper, we stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is again linked to the grounding energy, the earth energy that we're looking to tap into today. On your next inhalation, you can switch by bringing your right leg out long, and as you exhale, hug your left knee in. Interlace fingers around thigh or shin. Feel your belly pressing against the surface of your left thigh, as well as this lovely compression through your hip. The hip joint, often associated with the connection to the Muladhara chakra, the lowest chakra, again stimulates that grounding quality to the postures. Breathing deep through the nose, embracing that earthly, loving energy. As you inhale, extend your left leg long, and as you exhale, just hug both knees into the chest. You may find as you breathe deep here, it feels a little bit uncomfortable as you work against the resistance of your hips. So just notice as the breath begins to perhaps travel through to the waist and the lower back body. Take another deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now from here, you're welcome to just roll over to the right hand side, or if it feels nice, you're welcome to take a couple little rolls along the length of the spine, stimulating again kind of grounding energy, slightly fun energy as you rock up, and just cross over the shins. And we're going to make our way to a bound angle pose. So we're going to take a little bit different today. We're going to bring the heels in front of the sit bones and create this kind of diamond pose with our legs. So your heels are a little bit of a gap away from your sit bones. And you have the option to just take a hold of the feet and just gently work on stabilizing here. You can also just take your hands to the thighs for a bit of additional support. Or for a modified version of tortoise pose, you can thread your forearms underneath your shins and wrap your fingers round towards your toes. Now it's up to you whether you want to take a slightly more active stretch here by breathing in to bring your chin and your chest forwards, or if you want to embrace the slightly more passive quality, on your exhalation you can begin to bring the forehead down towards the toes. Whichever variation you're taking, just let your breath guide the movements. With each inhale we create a little bit more space, and with each exhale maybe we find a little bit more depth to the posture. Just take one final deep breath in. Deep breath out. And when you're ready, just unthread your hands, make your way all the way back up. It might even feel nice to take a little lift through your heart when you get to the top. And exhale to bring yourself back to neutral. And then you can keep your legs where they are, or you can bring the heels slightly closer towards your sit bones, or you can just come to a cross-legs position. And we're just going to find a nice little stretch through the neck. So just releasing the right ear down towards the right shoulder as the left shoulder becomes heavy. We find a bit of space running through the left side of the throat. Gently bring your chin to your chest and switch sides. So releasing the left ear down towards the left shoulder, feeling that stretch through the right side of the throat. Noticing if we're building any tension through the upper back. And then once you bring your chin towards your chest again, just take a couple full neck rolls, switching directions when you get back to center. And then coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to take a seated cat-cow, so you can just cross your legs however feels comfortable. And we're going to kind of build up a lot of that feminine energy with this posture. So we're going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to cactus the arms, lift your chin, lift your chest, lift your gaze. As you exhale, it's like you're scooping from inside a bowl as you bring your fingertips wide to the side and then bring the palms together to touch in front of you. As we inhale, we open the chest, cactus the arms, lift your chin, lift your gaze. Really feel this full front body opening. And then as we exhale, we round, bringing the palms of the hands together to touch. We'll do that one more time, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, you can cactus the arms one last time, and then release the hands. We'll roll over the shins and make our way into downward facing dog. So palms are shoulder distance apart, feet are hips distance apart. This isn't too much of an active practice today, but instead looking to find stabilization. So just really rooting through all 10 knuckles of the hands, rooting through all 10 knuckles of the feet, a little bit more subtle here, and maybe even beginning to press those heels down as you root through all the toe pads. You may feel a subtle lift through the very central arches of your feet. Find stillness, find stability, and really root with the quality of the earth. And then when you're ready, look to the space between the hands. We're going to walk forward to a forward fold. So we'll start with a ragdoll, feet nice and wide with a generous bend, and you can find a little bit of movement here. And just noticing how it feels through the toes of the feet, the heels of the feet. If ever possible, you can always practice this posture outside in nature with the soil beneath your toes. And it's a really nice way of really connecting to the earth. If you wanted to take it a little bit further here, you can either take the peace fingers towards the big toes or the hands to the shins if that feels more accessible to you. You can bend your knees as much as needed. And as we inhale, we bring the chin, the chest forward, the heart forward as the feet are hips distance apart. And then as we exhale, we bring the belly to the thigh, the chin to the shin as the crown of the head releases down. Let your shoulders drop down and away from the ears and feel a bit of spaciousness through the neck. Let your gaze rest off the tip of the nose. And see here if you can push all 10 toes into the earth or into the fingers to the point where you feel a lightness in those heels, but you feel that lift through the very central arches of the feet. Once again, embracing that grounding quality, the passive quality of the forward fold as we balance the nervous system through a calm way. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift, look forwards. Bring your feet to mat distance apart with your toes facing out about a 45-degree angle. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees as we sink the hips low. From here, we're coming into our garland pose, our yogi squat. And you can always sit your sit bones onto a pillow or to a brick. If your heels don't quite touch the floor, you can always roll up your yoga mat and create a bit more support here. Otherwise, keep pushing those elbows into the thighs and keep pressing the thighs open as the shoulders draw away from the ears, opening your heart. Press through the outside edges of your feet and really embrace, once again, the calming and the grounding quality of this deep hip opening posture. Take another deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then when you're ready, from our garland pose at the front of the mat, you're going to keep your right foot where it is, plant the hands as you step your left foot all the way back. From there, drop your left knee down. And you can either keep drawing your right knee in towards your right shoulder, or as long as there's no injuries to your ankle, you can roll onto the knife edge of the right foot as that right hip drops open to the side. And then you're either welcome to stay there, or you can come down onto your forearms or rest your forearms to blocks or to a pillow. And just let that right hip gently open to the side. And when you're ready, bring the sole of the right foot back to the earth. We're going to see if we can come out the same way you came in. So planting the hands, press through the right foot as we lift the left knee, step the left foot forward, and just come back into a squat just for a moment. So it's working a lot with the mobility of the hips, the ankles, the foundations as we connect to the earth. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Bring the palms to the floor as we step the right foot back. Drop that right knee down. So you want your right ankle in, your left ankle in line with your left knee. Planting those hands. As long as there's been no injuries to your ankle, you can very gently roll onto the knife edge of the left foot, softly flexing those left toes back. If this feels good, you're welcome to drop down onto the forearms as those hips begin to sink low. Mindful if you feel any discomfort or sharpness through your lower back that you just ease off and continue to draw your left knee towards your left shoulder instead. Take another breath in. Exhale fully. And then when you're ready, using your hands to support you, gently draw your left knee in. Lift that right knee up off the floor as you step the right foot forward, back to our garland pose. Just sink the hips low for just a breath. And then you can either do this by coming down onto seated, or you can very gently roll down. So sit your hips down, bring your heels back to hips distance apart as we softly release all the way down onto the earth. And coming to lay on our back, we're going to take a reclined pigeon just to finish off this lovely grounding quality and the hip opening part of our practice. So bending the right knee, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and you can use your right hand to gently guide that right hip open, or if it feels good, you can exhale to hug the left knee in, either interlacing fingers around thigh or shin. And traditionally this posture is held in stillness, but if you need to find a little bit of movement in order to find that release through the hip, feel free to do so. Take another inhale. As we exhale, gently release the sole of the left foot to the floor, bring your right knee in, and we'll switch sides, crossing the left ankle over the right thigh. You can use the left hand to just gently press that thigh open, or on your exhalation, you can interlace your fingers around your right thigh or your right shin. Just gently flexing those left toes back, feeling supported through your lower back, your hip joints, as you breathe. Take another inhale. As you exhale, softly release the sole of the right foot to the floor, the left foot to the floor. And then we're going to hug both knees in and come into happy baby. So you can either just take the knees towards the chest, the shoulders again, or bringing the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. It's like you're trying to draw your knees towards the outside of the shoulders. And you can find a little bit of rocking. Notice the connection your body has with the earth. Once again, this is that loving, kind energy, that Virgo energy, the nurturer, feeling and supporting ourselves so we can support those around us. And acting from a place of love and acceptance, even as we notice things that desire change. Maybe taking a little bit more movement. You can even work towards extending one leg at a time. And then when you're ready, hug both knees into the chest and gently release into Shavasana. If you would prefer to take a seated meditation, of course, you're welcome to do so. Today's practice is pretty short, but it doesn't negate from the intention of today's work. So you can rest your arms alongside the body, or today it might feel nice to bring your hands to your belly if you prefer. And just noticing the natural rhythm of the breath with no control, no force. Feeling the quality of the grounding sensation as your body sinks into the earth beneath you. As we work with harnessing the power of the new moon, new intentions, let your mantras sink in. Being grounded, feeling the qualities of the nurturer, feeling the qualities of the feminine energy, but above all, treating ourselves with love and kindness, acceptance for what is. I invite you to please stay resting here in your Shavasana for another few minutes. If you wanted to finish off with some intentional journaling, would be a lovely thing to do as you transition for this next lunar cycle. I wish you all the best in this next lunar calendar month. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.